All right, what's up, guys? So welcome back to another episode of Dougsterbob Discussions. The live stream today was absolutely incredible. You guys are amazing. We got 40 some likes, so many good comments, and I love the interaction. I love to see the progress. You guys come back week after week in the live stream and tell me about your updates. Like, you guys are killing it. You guys are getting into the sport. This is what BMX is about. So I just wanted to say that first off the bat, guys, it was amazing. And if you guys are listening on Spotify or something like that, and you have not been a part of the live stream, you are missing out. You are really missing out. So make sure you guys come hang out with me on Friday. Now, in this video, we've got a lot of I'd call it drama in a sense. I don't know. I'm kind of angry, and I'm not going to talk about, there's no real product releases, so I'm not going to talk about that. You guys are like, woohoo, product releases are kind of boring for the most part. And I'm not going to talk about new edits. There's new edits all the time. That's super boring to talk about. You guys, if you care, you'll watch it. If you don't care, you won't watch it. I'm not going to give you all that. But what I will give you is some of the new events that are happening right now. And you just got to know, you got to know. And after I talk about everything that's going on, we're going to get in. I'm going to replay this live session in a condensed version so that you can get answers to all of these questions. These are amazing questions. And if you guys have similar issues to anyone who's been on this live stream, you're going to get a lot of value from it. And sometimes I just tell random stories. So anyway, this is a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it. Let's get right into the episode. Everything that you need to know about BMX, but in podcast version. Let's talk about it. So where do I even start? I mean, let's just start with Lord Brad. You guys know I love Brad Sims. I'm going to get I Heart Brad Sims on my t-shirt right next to the Dougsterbob logo. I love Brad. I love everything he's doing. He's done a lot for the sport. It's crazy at his age. I think he's either almost 40 or mid 40s, and he's pushing the sport to a new level. He deserves everything good that's ever come to him, and big kudos to him because he broke out of it. You guys have heard me talk about this a lot, but he did not follow the traditional path in BMX, or he did for a while, and it didn't do anything for him. And then he started doing his own thing, and things really started happening, okay? And he's on Adidas, he's on these big brands, he's got a lot of partnerships with mountain bike companies, he's going places, and in my opinion, it's just starting for him. It is just starting for him, and he's on the way up. So what I wanted to talk about is Brad Sims split protein bars. Brad Sims, look, he's on the cover of the box. This is Brad Sims on the box, a 10-pack box, dark chocolate and peanut butter. I hate dark chocolate. If it was milk chocolate, Brad, I would be buying these, but I do not. I'm not a fan of dark chocolate. Awful. Dark chocolate is gross, but congrats, Brad. So this is a split nutrition thing. He says each box contains 10 packs of peanut butter and dark chocolate snacks. Perfect when I'm on the go and filming. Now, I don't know if Brad actually eats these. I would imagine he does, but people who advertise stuff like this never actually eat them as much as they say they do. So, take it with a grain of salt. But he says he placed golden tickets inside 10 randomly selected boxes. If you buy one and find one, you'll win a pair of my favorite shoes, the Adidas 510 Official Sleuth DXL shoes. So, moral of the story, guys, Brad Sims on a box of split nutrition bars. He's probably, bank. Good job, Brad. I mean, you can assume he's making good money. I don't know if that's actually true, but I'd imagine a good amount of people are grabbing these and supporting our Lord Brad. We love Brad. Okay, so congrats, Brad. That's super exciting. The other thing I want to talk about, speaking of superstars, J-Lo. Hey, what the hell? J-Lo on a BMX bike. This is so weird. I don't know what's going on, but BMX is becoming cool again. And I think Austin Augie kind of dabbled in the model Prada fashion with BMX and all this stuff, and trying to mix the two together, because Nigel's done a good job of it, but very few people, the core of BMX, hate this kind of stuff. Why? I don't know, but BMX is becoming cool. It's in the Olympics now. It's a statement, and so J-Lo's standing here looking hot on this bike, and then somebody's doing a 360 on the background. I don't know who it is. I'm sorry. I wish I did. I can't tell. Wonder if this isn't even the same bike. This dude, they made it look like he's doing a 360. There's no way he's doing a 360. That's a different bike in that picture. That's a different bike there. These are three different bikes is this the same guy? This same guy's riding 3 different bikes, and it looks like he's doing, I guess at first glance, a goofy full cab up. I don't know. You know what? Just look at J-Lo. Let's just look at J-Lo. All right. Oh, there's her feet. Anyway, I don't know what's going on, but I think it's really interesting, this mix with BMX and like the fashion industry. Here's another picture. We got all these people on different bikes, and J-Lo, boom, bikes. It's a Coach ad. So I think this is crazy. Does not make any sense to me, but good job. BMX is cool. You guys are riding BMX, therefore you are cool. It's that simple. Another big announcement. Dan's Comp has put Brady on the flow team, and this kid absolutely rips. He's a very talented rider and deserves everything. So I watched a couple clips. I was like, okay, this kid's rad. He deserves it. He's from Bakersfield, California, and that's very exciting, dude. Congrats, Brady. Congrats, Dan's. They're moving their team around. They're making things happen. Now, one thing we got to talk about it. You guys, it's old news by now. Like, something crazy, absolutely crazy happens, and a couple weeks later, or a couple days later, everyone's seen it. Nobody really cares. But I didn't make an episode last Monday. So Kieran Riley, BMX, triple flare. I know you guys saw it. He did a triple flare, and it looks like a triple backflip with a 180, which is a triple flare, but it's just crazy. I don't know, man. I can't really figure it out, because he just pulls straight, triple flips, and last second flips it around. And congrats to him. Like, you guys, we could tell from his riding, everything he's been working on, that he's going places and he's taking the sport to a new level. The double flare was a huge accomplishment. What it feels like 2 years ago, just a little bit ago, that like still not many people are doing double flares. Makes sense why. And he decided to do a triple flare. Insane. Now, they had to build a special ramp, roll in, landing, all that stuff for him. So it's not like, I don't expect to see this in a contest anytime soon. It's kind of like the Nitro Circus argument. That's cool that R. Willie can triple front flip, tail whip, bar spin, bike flip. But the utility of that is that in a contest world, and in any world other than a Nitro Circus ramp, a lot of these things won't be happening anytime soon. The sport's going to progress to a level where maybe that's possible, and like people genuinely start dying from it. I don't know, but this is still really cool to see. Like, I'm not a hater on the progression. He's moving the sport in a direction. I just don't think we'll see it anywhere else. So fair enough. Amazing. Kieran, you guys already heard about it, I'm sure. Still just insane. Okay, next. Vans BMX is reopening the Huntington Beach location February 1st. So this is their Vans park that a lot of people go out and shred, and they've been closed down for a long time due to COVID. They're finally reopening it so that you guys can get your sessions back in. I know a few of my Dougsterbobbers are over here from California, and that's good news for you guys. Good old Daniel. Daniel Sandavol. I also love Daniel Sandavol. I'm not sure how I feel about the mustache, but I love Daniel Sandavol, and he's now riding for 888 helmets, which is kind of funny because I don't think they do very much with certified helmets. Most of their helmets are skate helmets, flimsy junk. But if you put your helmet, a certified helmet, it's a certified helmet, on some crazy rider who may potentially hit his head from time to time, people are going to buy the skate helmets, just brand recognition, you know? So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think good job, Daniel, I guess. I don't know if he had a helmet company before, but getting hooked up with helmets, he's making moves. He's getting paid like champion, you know, all that. But the reason I wanted to tie into this is that if you notice, he is no longer on Redbull. And I don't remember seeing any big announcement or anything like that. Daniel had a Redbull helmet. Daniel did not have a Redbull helmet. Daniel has a 888 Monster helmet now. So I don't know if it was like a choice where he decided, I'm going to leave Redbull and go for Monster. I doubt it. Redbull's one of the best companies to ride for. Like, they pay their riders very well. Maybe Monster does too. I don't know. I just haven't heard as many good things about riding for Monster. So anyway, Daniel is off Redbull, on Monster, on 888. So guys, if you guys do buy a 888, make sure that it's the certified one, because we don't want you cracking your noggin. Cory Nastazio is a very great guy. He's pretty solid. He sounds a little cocky, but he is no longer, I'm just going to read his thing. Okay. Anyway, Cory Nastazio, legend, dirt god. This is his post. He posted a picture of himself shirtless with the caption, I do not ride for Vans BMX 66 anymore, and I do not ride for Rockstar Energy. Thanks for keeping skate legends on, but me, BMX legend, off 25 years, cool choice kooks at Vans Jerry at Stevie Mateus. P.S. No more favors with your peanut ass paychecks. Have fun trying to find another me. I'm Gucci AF. Thanks to all the people who root for me out there. With that, I'd quit riding little kids' bikes. Without that, I'd quit riding little kids' bikes. P.S. I'm not sad at all. Just don't want my people thinking I back them anymore. So there you go. You heard it first from Mr. Cory. That's what's going on. He does not ride for these companies. And I don't know what sparked that. I mean, it's not like he's irrelevant, but it's like, I don't know. Nobody was really wondering. And you think about it. I don't know. I have a lot to say in this world because I think Brant touched on this. The thing in BMX is that everyone expects it to be given to them. These pro riders who have dedicated a decade of riding and progressing, we're sold a dream that if you get into BMX, you ride hard and you could be like these pros that we see, like Logan, Daniel, all these guys. And that's not really the case, because what it really comes down to, your skills matter to a certain extent, but you think about like Kieran pushing the YouTube channel. I guarantee Kieran starting his YouTube channel and going on that route was pushed on by Red Bull, because companies, marketers, brands, they understand, what is this person doing for me? Like, if you don't see Cory doing any videos, like he's not in front of people, like I forgot who he was until this post came up. You know what I mean? Why are they going to give you free stuff? Why are they going to pay you if you're not bringing in anything to them? You want to like if I go viral and I have my Vans t-shirt on and I'm like, yo, I ride for Vans, and I do something crazy like Kieran's Red Bull triple flare, like that went viral, and that exposure for Red Bull is invaluable for them. Like Kieran should be making a lot of money because of that. But when was the last time you saw something viral from anybody like that? You know, Cory at the time, back in the day, very popular, very talented, very recognized, but things change and things move. And like, if you're not staying relevant, there's no, like, you don't deserve anything. And that's sad and that sucks, but that's the reality of it. You got to keep moving, man. You got to stay. Attention makes money. And if Cory doesn't have anyone's attention, he's not worth anything to these brands, right? Everyone can love him. You can love the guy, but if he doesn't have attention, like if you're not like, oh my God, what's Cory working on? It's not going to do any good. So I don't know if you guys ever have any plans to get sponsored and stuff, just remember that, you know, skill only takes you so far. Whose attention do you have? What do you do? Like, what kind of impact do you have? And Cory, dude, keep killing it and don't let it get you down. You know, just focus on yourself, man. That's all you can do. So last thing here, Dan's Comp. Before I go on a big rant, angry rant, Dan's Comp, this weekend, I'm going to Tucson because the freestyle USA BMX freestyle is doing a contest at premises. They've got women class, 11 to 14 men, 15 to 30 men, 31 to 39 men, 40 plus men, and expert men. So I'm going to go hang out. We've got Free Agent, Mongoose, Dan's Comp, Vans, Snafu. I just want to make some connections. I want to meet some of the riders. I want to interview them. I want to see what they got going on. Maybe try and film some stuff. I don't really have a lens for it, but it's okay. We're going to go hang out. We're going to see how it goes. So if any of you guys are in Tucson area and you hear this before the weekend, go check that out. Last thing. No, you know, one thing real quick. Brant Moore put out a Lip Lords video. It's bopping some Katy Perry, which interesting choice, Brant, but the riding's very good. And I like to make jabs at Brant. I think it's fun because look, dude's killing it. We're kind of in the same market, but it's like, it's fun to make those little jabs, especially my jab next. But I don't know. I have a lot of fun. Brant's a really talented writer, and I do love his content. It's just fun. I just have fun poking at him and everything like that. He doesn't even know who I am really, which is funny. Like we talked about, eventually we'll do a live, but I think I've got to pass him in subscribers before he'll care about that. So give me a year, guys, and then we'll be chilling. But the Lip Lords edit, I know I told you I don't talk about edits, but this is pretty fun. It's a fun watch because this type of unique riding is very special. I think it's very special. I can't do it. Not many people can. It's very special riding. So check that out if you're curious. Rant time. Our BMX posted a thing. Win a free bike. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. 5K YouTube sign. iHeart Stacked BMX logo. Winner announced February 14th, 2022. So Stacked BMX, as you can tell, is giving away a free bike. Now, guys, don't hold my breath. Like, I'm not saying it's a scam, but I would be highly doubt. I don't know. With this going out, like, I'm sure they're going to give away a bike, but I'd be skeptical. So the rules to enter: subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, turn on notifications, comment on a video. Every comment gets you entered to win. So one, that's a lot of work. You know, that's a lot of work to win a free bike. You don't even know what bike it is, but the bike is valued at $589 from what we heard in a previous video. And what I'm getting at here, okay, I'm all for giveaways. I'm all for that. Like, good job, Stack. Grow the YouTube channel, give away a bike. That's sick. Here's what I'm not all for. This is a 5K giveaway, okay? 5K. They're giving away this bike because they hit 5K. They hit 5K a year ago. They hit 5K in freaking March 1st. March 1st, they were at 5,020 subscribers. 2021. That's almost a year ago. So all this time. And in all the videos previously, Larry would start the video and he'd say, hey guys, like, we're giving away a bike for our YouTube channel. Stay tuned to the end of the video to hear how you can win. And then he proceeds to talk about a part for way longer than is needed. And then at the end says, yeah, just subscribe and comment and all that stuff. And then we'll pick a winner at 5K. He said this a year ago. He said the bike would be valued at $589. So I'm really curious, like, a year ago, a $589 bike was a very good bike. Now, you know, $589 doesn't get you very far. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I saw that. I got really intrigued. I'm going to stay tuned and see how that goes. But a year ago, they hit 5K a year ago. And so now, my opinion, everyone who subscribed, especially because of that giveaway, right? You've been talking about it for years about at 5K, I'm going to give away a bike. So all these people subscribe. At 5K, their chances of winning should be better than at 6K, right? They subscribed within the range of the contest. And now it's been 5K to 6K, and they're squeezing it. They're milking it for 3 more weeks to get as many more subscribers as possible before he has to give away that bike. He's like, we'll pick a winner February 14th. Bro, you hit 5K a year ago. Like, you should have picked a winner a year ago. What? Anyway, so you guys subscribe if you want. Good luck. Win the bike. I don't think I'm subscribed, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. Is that normal? Is that okay? Should we call the Better Business Bureau on this? Like, this seems shady, man. I don't know. He got a little spike in subscribers because of that. 50 subscribers January 17th to January 24th. But then before that, it's like maybe 10 subscribers a week, maybe minus 10, maybe 20. So we're milking it for that last little bit. And, oh God, for a free bike. But you guys, you want to win a free bike. That's all you have to do. Now, your chances at them being over 6K is what, 20% worse than it was if they were at 5K, right? Because 1,000 of 5 is at 20. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be 20. So 20% worse now that it's 6K. Like, you just, whatever. Okay. Anyway, that is it. That is the news. That's what's going on. Stacked. I love Larry's hustle. I think they're doing, he's very smart. He's got a lot of grind, but, I don't know. It's just a little, some stuff is just off, man. Some stuff is just off. Like this 6K giveaway as 5K free bike. But he does a lot for the BMX community, and I cannot deny that. So fair enough. Anyway, let's get into the Q&A section. This Q&A, like I said already, was amazing. So many good questions and so much interaction. You guys are amazing. I love the community aspect. I love having this community of Dougsterbobbers. So you guys are going to learn a lot from this Q&A. Put in your headphones, chill, have fun. Let's get into it. Story time. So Nick and I spent a long time last week, all of last week in Phoenix, and it was a lot of fun, but there's a lot of crazy things that happened. So we filmed some more bike school videos, and one should have just came out today. Just now, should have just came out. Let's see if it's out. You guys have to watch this next, because look, this one's really exciting to me because it was a trick that I've struggled with, right? I've struggled this trick. What's up, Anthony? I saw Anthony in here somewhere, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, of course, man. We were, oh, wait. Let me finish my story. I'll get to that later. But anyway, this new bike school video I'm really excited about because no-footed cans is a trick that I've struggled with. Like, I've kind of dabbled in them, but I've never consciously tried to learn them. And what we did, I said, Nick, I want to learn no-footed cans. And Nick is very good at no-footed cans. He teaches the no-footed can lesson in bike school. And so, like, what better way to learn no-footed cans than to, like, go through it with Nick? And so we filmed the process, right? Like, first thing you need to do, like, this is the framework that we teach in bike school, is exactly how to learn any trick. And so it's like, so I just followed that framework, right? I'm like, okay, I'm going to study the trick. So I watched Nick's how-to video, asked questions about it, like really studied it. So I understood what each part of my body was doing. And then I gave it some drills. I practiced some different drills that would help me get the foot movement right and everything like that. Then I actually did some attempts. Then we filmed it. Then we analyzed what I was doing wrong. Like, Nick helped me find it. He gave me some pointers to adjust it. Anyway, long story short, it took me about 7 tries to land a really solid no-footed can. And it's kind of embarrassing that I've never landed a good no-footed can. But we finally did it. 7 tries, just following that path and using the tools inside bike school. And so that video's out. It's only got 3 views. Oh, it just literally just went out like 9 minutes ago. So I'm going to share it. That's the link in there. Now, guys, don't leave the live to go watch that. You have to come back. You have to, or if you do leave it, you have to come back. That's what I was going to say. So anyway, we filmed a couple different things and they were all super fun to do. Like, we switched up the content a little bit, put some more like acting in there. And I don't know, I'm really excited about everything we did. Went on a 10-mile bike ride with Unity Bike Shop. Jared wasn't able to make it. We were going to, but it was kind of cold. So we went on a 10-mile bike ride. The security guard tried to kick us out of the parking lot. We got to a different spot. They were playing a concert. Like, half the people, there's probably 100 bikers, rode into the concert, and then they rode out of the concert. And then the security guard tried to fight somebody, and then that guy squared up on him. And then the security guard said, "Nah, you cool. And then he left. I met some really cool people. I don't know. It was super fun. Like, so fun that week out there. And then this weekend, tonight, I'm going to drive over to Tucson because they're doing a USA BMX freestyle event at Premises Park. So I'm not going to compete. Guys, don't get too excited. But I want to film it. I want to network with some of the riders. And I know a couple of my friends that I haven't seen in forever will be there. And so what I was thinking is that I'll just film their runs, get some different clips of their runs and do maybe like short interviews with them. Like, what does BMX mean to you, or what's competing like? I don't know, something like that. And that kind of falls in line with what Eat My Salt was saying, where he's saying, hey, I have an idea for you. And he's suggesting that I do a series of underrated riders that most people have never heard of. And I think this is a really solid idea because it's like, these people could potentially blow up, but a lot of these riders are out there killing it, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. And so if I can use my channel to give them that recognition, like, that's a win-win for the BMX world. So really cool idea. So throw your questions in. I'm just going to start going through here because the first one I saw was Name, and Name wanted some tips for a foot jam tail whip. And so Name, the first thing I'm going to tell you, obviously, join bike school. But for real, if you're working on, say, foot jam whips, and you give it a couple attempts, like, it's so much easier to see what you're doing wrong than just throw stuff at you. Like, I could tell you, well, make sure you're hopping forward, make sure your foot's going over, make sure you're leaning forward when the bike's going out and pulling it back in when the frame comes around, make sure you're uncompressing and popping up so that your feet go into the pedals. Like, all those things I could throw at you, but without seeing what you're actually doing wrong, that's not going to be very helpful. So what I'll do for you is I'll just tell you the most common thing that people have wrong when they're doing foot jam whips. And then if that's your issue, you can kind of adjust it and I can help you fix it. Okay, let's see what I'm going to do. Who's Master of None? Is that Chad? Chad, did you change your name? I can't tell. Is that Chad in the bottom? What's up, David? So Chad, if that's you, I got to shout you out real quick, but I got to make sure it's actually Chad. Name. So what I was going to say is the biggest problem that people have with foot jam whips is, like, it's a really cool trick and you kind of, people try and do it too early. So they go too early and ride flat, right? And then they take off their front foot, swing it over the frame, put it in the tire, and then kick the bike around. And while technically this is a no-footed can, the hardest part when you do it this way is getting your feet back on the pedals, because when you take that front foot off, your cranks, instead of being parallel like this, they're up and down. And so when that foot jam tail whip comes around, your front pedal is sticking straight up, and it's damn near impossible to get your foot on that front pedal when it's that way. And so to combat that, like, what you need to learn is how to actually hop into it, like ride flat footed, hop forward, kick the bike out from behind you, swing your foot over and jam the tire. And all this happens like while the bike's whipping around. It's a really complicated trick, but it seems easy for a lot of people because all they do is swing their foot over and put it in that way. Now, I've seen people land it just fine that way. And it's usually more of like, you put your foot over. It's so hard to explain without like having my bike, but you put your foot over, you kick the foot jam around, and when it comes around, you stop it with your back foot and then like swing your back foot over onto the back pedal. And then from there, you can kind of just ride away from it. But imagine how hard that is, catching it with your back foot and swinging your back foot over, because your cranks are up and down. So that's the biggest problem that people have with it. And to work on that, what I would do is cruise flat, your feet flat at a slow speed. And actually, instead of taking the foot off, letting the cranks drop, and then putting your foot in the tire, hop into it. So hop forward, get that back wheel lifted a little bit, and then jam your front foot in the tire. And learning like foot jams that way is going to help you figure out that concept with the foot jam whip. So okay, real quick, I just got to shout out Chad, because Chad is in here. He said, I've been trying to tag bike school in videos of people asking for tips. Not sure if it's working or not. I'm not sure, Chad. I feel like it is, because Nick and I were wondering, the Facebook page has been like popping off. Like, I don't know, a few people like it a day. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, why are so many people coming across this Facebook page? But, and then I saw your post in, was it BMX Sickness, where you posted the step-by-step bar spin that somebody had made, and then you're like, bike school's way better. Dude, I appreciate that. Like the love from our members is so rad, because it gives that social proof. But yeah, I think it's working. It's getting us people to like it on Facebook anyway. So that's cool. Okay, guys, we got to do a shout out for Avid Gamer. He says, I did my first double peg today, hop 90 from a pyramid to ledge. Was very pleased with myself. The new Odyssey rims are great. So, Avid Gamer, that's exactly what I'm looking for from you guys. Like, I want to hear about your wins. You know, I want to hear about what you guys learned over the week, because the progression is one thing. Like, it's one thing to help you get into the sport, but then for me, I really want to help you get better at it. So hearing things like that, that's awesome. Everyone tell Avid Gamer, congrats. That's sick. Good job, man. Jax Crypto says, ever try tricks on a 29-inch Devotion? No. So I've tried tricks on like a 22-inch, and I hate it. The geometry is so different and like sluggish. It's really hard to do tricks. And that's why in my reviews and all my content, I stay away from 26s, 29s, and even 22s, because I feel like they're more for cruising, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, go cruise, go on the bike rides, things like that. But where I want to help people get into BMX and learn the trick side of it, the 29 and the 26s aren't very practical for that. So I stay away from it. Dude, Richard is moving from Utah to Florida, and I'm jealous. Florida, Phoenix and Florida are like, I don't know, Miami, I think. Those would be my two dream places to live. Now, maybe what I would rather do, like, Phoenix in the summer sucks. Does Florida suck in the summer? I don't know. Either way, you got year-round riding. That's sick, man. Congrats. So excited. Noog, this is cool. Noog just had coffee with an old friend and figured out he also still has a BMX. And so they're going to go to the skate park. That's rad. How random too. You know, it's like super random. That's super random, but I'm glad that worked out, because that video I just posted about riding alone, like, that sucks. It's hard to progress riding alone. It's hard to stay motivated riding alone. And so if you have a homie that also rides, and especially if they're at the same skill level of you, and you can work together to keep progressing, like, that's a huge win. So that's sick. Hey, JPO Gabe. What's up, JPO Gabe? I'm glad that the tips helped you out, and I'm glad you got that new bike. That's sick. Okay, Lewis says, hey, Doug, I heard that you can switch right-hand drive cassette wheels to left-hand drive, but does that work with every hub? And do all cranks work for left-hand drive. Well, now somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, that only works with certain hubs. Like, I'm trying to think of one. We the People has one. Is it the hybrid that you can switch out? There's a handful that you can actually switch out pretty easily. But if you think about it, if you pull the hub out, yeah, no, that won't work at all. Like, it has to be certain hubs, because there's got to be the machine notches in the side of the hub. And so, like, if it's only for the right side, you can't pull it out and like move it to the left side. And if you flipped your wheel upside down, no, no. There's certain ones, like I said, 99% sure there's certain ones that you can do that with, but not all of them. And cranks don't all work for left-hand drive either. So many papers all over here. Oh my God. Anyway, you have hey, anyone want this Dougsterbob sticker? I just found it. Anyone want that? Let me know. Shoot me an email if you want a sticker, and I'll send you a sticker. Crank arm. Looks awful. This is supposed to be a crank arm. Oh my, what the hell? Oh, wow. Anyway, this is the hole for the spindle, right? And then this is the boss that the bolt screws in to hold the sprocket. And so generally that's only going to be on the right side of the cranks. Unless they're left-hand drive cranks, then they're going to be on the left side. Now, some cranks have that hole for both sides, and then all you do is put the sprocket on that side and tighten it on that side. Now, you can avoid that. If you run spline drive and 48 spline cranks, you could run a sprocket on either side. That's why I run spline drive, even though I've never run right side drive since I've had a custom, but I run a spline drive for that reason, so that if I wanted to switch to right-hand drive, I had rice and it just tipped over. If I wanted to switch to right-hand drive, then I could just do that. I just have to get a new wheel. So anyway, cranks, no, depending on the setup. Hubs definitely depends on the hub. Or the wheel. Yeah, hub. Good question. Very good question. What's up, Chuck? Chuck, we had a fun talk. So Chuck's a bike school member, and all of our members get a chance to video call with Nick and I, and so we can answer questions, help them out. And we got together with Chuck yesterday. I think we were both in, no, it was right after we left. It was Monday. So we just left Phoenix together. But Chuck was at the skate park when he did this call. And so he's been working on fully committing to the bar spin. And we've seen him pretty much do it on Instagram, but it's the mental block. So anyway, we had a lot of fun doing this, because we're like, Chuck, try this. It was really fun. So it was like a one-on-one training session. Chuck, did you try any of those tips? Did it get you closer? How's the bar spin mission going? I'm getting a lot of emails. Anna, you don't get any stickers. Just kidding. Okay. You know what? I'll find all my stickers and send you guys the stickers. Whoever emails me, if you have my email. If you don't, you missed out. Okay. Anyway, Chuck, that's a good question. It's interesting. You think that the demand would be there to do one-on-ones. I think we just want to include that just as a bike school thing and make people, because it is time consuming and it's pretty hard. Yeah, I don't know. That's something to think about for sure, though. What's up, FM for 5? Fortnite Gamer. Okay. Hey, I'm Ronaldo. I'm new to BMX. I have $200 and saving for whip. We'll reach there in 3 months, but should get the devotion. Guys, everyone say welcome, Ronaldo. Ronaldo, thank you for hanging out in the live. And hold on. And yeah, so anyway, say hello to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, that's sick. You've got a plan, you've got a mission, you've got a goal, and you're just saving up money. That's rad, man. So what I was gonna say is that it's up to you. The whip versus devotion question comes up a lot, and basically what it comes down to, the whip is heavy, it doesn't have pegs, and it comes in a 20.5 or a 21 inch top tube. The back end on the whip is slightly shorter than the devotion. So if you are smaller and 20.5 is right for you, if you're taller, then you really if 21 is right for you, then you need to choose between the whip XL or the devotion. And if you want to save you're spending $40 extra on the devotion, but it does come with pegs. So that's really, first, see which size is right for you. If 20.5 is right, don't even worry about the devotion. Go with the whip. If 21 is right, then really consider it. Consider the Devotion or consider the Whip. Personally, I think the Whip is just better bang for your buck, but the Devotion's really close in price and the quality is about the same. So just pick one off color, I guess, if it comes down to it. But David says the Whip, and we gotta say, David has been sending me pictures of his bike updates, and he has made that Whip look really sick. So you can do a lot. You can definitely do a lot with the Z customization. Chad had to leave. Chad, we'll see you later. I've got to scroll all the way back up to the top. Anthony says, is there any In-N-Out burgers in New Mexico? No In-N-Out burgers. I think the closest, I think Tucson has it, which is like 3 hours, 4 hours. But we have Whataburger. It's kind of overrated, but we do have Whataburger. So sorry, I got to go back, find these questions. So, hey, Eat My Salt says, if you guys have any edits or BMX content on your channel, let me know. I'll hit you with a sub. Yeah, that's sick, guys. Everyone, if you guys are doing videos, like, say me, because you can't post a link, but say me and I'll try and go to your channel and I'll shout you out in the stream, and so that you guys can follow each other. How's that sound? And then somebody wants to see David's Whip. David, is it cool if I show off your bike? Hold on. Okay, as long as David says it's cool, I'll show it. I have it up on the screen. But Eddie says, hey Doug and fellow brothers, what would you recommend for a size frame? The Fit BMX I have is a 20-inch frame. Every time I try to manual, it keeps slipping from underneath my footing. Why is that? Very good question. I have this whiteboard here and I could like write on it and stuff, but it's got stuff on it. Basically, if it's a 20.00 inch top tube, now don't get confused, because a lot of people assume like a 20-inch bike, which is generally is talking about the wheel size, is a 20-inch top tube, and that's not necessarily the case. So double check that your top tube is actually 20 inches. But anyway, if it is 20.00 inch top tube and you're like any taller than 5'2", it's going to be too small for you, and it's just going to be really responsive. Like when you have a smaller bike like that, you can maneuver it really easily, you can throw it around, abuse it, but it comes to a point where it's counterproductive, because when you go and try and do it, it's like it's too responsive for you, and so it's impossible to control. And that's why, say, dirt specific bikes have a longer chainstay and you ride a little bit longer of a top tube, because it makes the bike more stable. So when you're riding and you want something more stable, like you need that bigger geometry. And anyway, so I don't really know your height or anything, Eddie, but basically the reason it does that, and one, the top tube's probably too short. So shorter top tube has your wheelbase. Like let's imagine this is a 21-inch top tube. This is your wheelbase. When you go with a 20-inch top tube, that brings the back and the front wheel an inch closer together. And so there's less stability there in the bike. And then the other thing is the chainstay. I think that plays a really big role in your manuals. And so if your chainstay's 13.6 and then you get a 12.7 inch chainstay, like that's 0.7 of an inch, what is that? Anyway, it's a number of an inch. I can't do the quick math. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but it makes the wheelbase even shorter. You know what I mean? And so for more stability, you want to have a longer wheelbase, and for more responsiveness, you want to have a shorter wheelbase. And with manuals, you've got to find that happy medium, because if your wheelbase is too long, it's really hard to initiate the manual. You get a bigger balance point, like a wider balance point to mess with, but it's going to be a lot harder to actually initiate it. So that's a lot of information thrown at you. And Eddie, did that make any sense? Like, is that, shoot. Okay, look, I'm just telling you, going off, and he's like, I'm 5'6" and weigh 15. Like that was the comment next. I didn't even look at it. That's so funny. My bad. So anyway, yeah, you're 5'6". If that's 20.00, it's going to be way too small for you. Like you want a 20.5 or something like that. I'd recommend a 13.2 inch chainstay, just because like 13.6 I think is too long in today's standards. And if you have the right top tube size, a general chainstay length will be good for you. But that's my 2 cents. I hope that made some sense, Eddie. Kenneth Douglas, dude, I like your last name. It's funny. I assume you guys, like, my real name's Douglas, right? And I assume you guys all know that, but you don't, because you like know me as Dougsterbob, which is hilarious. Sometimes I'm Bob, sometimes I'm Stir, but anyway, Douglas, nice name. He says, I just bought a Kink Whip XL due to some of your recommendations. I'm 6'2", 200 pounds. It doesn't come with pegs. Should I install on one side or both? $80 a side. Dude, that is crazy. And I always, pegs, I feel like pegs are the biggest ripoff ever, but that's a reality. And that's why, like, the Sabrosa Letum coming with 4 pegs and 4 hub guards being only like $560. I'm like, that is crazy value, because that's $160 worth of pegs and hub guards right there. So anyway, what I would recommend for you, Kenneth, is 2 pegs on one side. Generally, you're going to grind on whichever side your right foot forward. So whichever side your foot is forward. Anyway, if you're right foot forward, you want to grind on the right side. If you're left foot forward, you want to grind on the left side. So there's a reason I only have pegs on the right side. I can barely grind on the left side. I hate it. And you should definitely just learn on one side before you try and learn on both. Running 4 pegs makes your bike more heavy. So just pick a side that you want to grind on and go for that. The reason I run left-hand drive sprocket and gearing is because I grind on the right side. So that was a big reason why I switched everything over. I also catch tail whips with the right foot, but none of that matters. Anyway, 2 pegs on one side and then work on grinds. And if you feel like you want to learn crooked grinds, you want to learn opposite grinds, then get the 2 more pegs. But there's no sense in spending a ton of money on 4 pegs if you just need to learn to grind on one side first. That would be my recommendation for you, man. Noog is trying to drop in without killing himself. That is a good idea. I 10 out of 10 recommend doing that and not killing yourself when you drop in. Does anyone have recommendations for Noog on how he can consistently drop in without getting hurt? I know there's a lot of you guys in here who can do that, but let's see. What I was going to say for you, Noog, is speed is your friend, but also your enemy. So you want a certain amount of speed when you're going to drop in so that you can smoothly just pop into that, nice and smooth. But too much speed, if your tire gets hung up, you're going to die. So moderation, moderate amount of speed, not a crazy amount, but do a moderate amount of speed and you'll get it. That's my recommendation, but I'm curious what everyone else has in there. So throw it in there. I saw David say, yes, we could show off his bike. So I'm going to do that. And let's take a look, guys. You guys rate the whip. So he has 2. He has that Hoffman frame that he built up. We talked about that on a previous live. And he has the Kink Whip XL. And the color on the Kink Whip looks very white. So he took advantage of that with a 6 seat, some sick tires. You guys want to see it or what? Okay, hold on. Here we go. On screen, look at that. Sheesh. Can I zoom in? Hello. Okay, well, oh, there we go. Are those Odyssey grips? I love these grips. Those are fun grips. The black and white swirl. Black and white seat. Got the Kink Whip. Put some white walls on there. Like, this thing looks very nice. Put a gyro with white cables. So he's upgraded it. Put some pegs. Made it look very nice, David. Very, very solid. And then this is the other one he just bought. He just bought this Hoffman frame. And this is the Morgan Wade frame. Looks very clean, black and gold. Look at this half-link chain here. He is not breaking any chain anytime soon. That chain's going to last 100 years. What do you guys think? I love it. Looks very solid, man. Looks very solid. And here's you can see the Hoffman in the background. I think the gyro is a good touch too, like the white brakes, and you can tell the frame isn't fully white, right? It's a little off, but it blends really well with the rest of the white parts. So very solid, dude. I love it. I think that looks great. Oh, they're Sabrosa grips. I thought they were Odyssey. Whoops. Yeah, you guys, if you shoot me some pictures of your bike, like, I love to see it. I think it's so cool. I actually respond to you guys on the emails, and I'm here for you too. I'm here for you guys. Am I at the bottom of the comments again? Oh, okay. Here we go. Jimbler McGuffey says, do you think my Colony Wasp rear hub with female axles is going to hold up? Should I upgrade to the male axle? Jimbler, I think it's just fine. I've never had any issues with female back hubs, and I've run them before. I've never had any issues with female front hubs. It's all down to, like, I think how clean you are with the grinds. Like, imagine, and that's hard to say. The argument is also that female axles are actually stronger because it's like a different kind of compression. So the way the way it holds the peg on there is more strong than the male axle. Then that's the argument. I don't know how true that is, but I've never broken a female axle, but I've bent a male axle before. I think the main difference would be female axles snap from time to time and the male axles just bend, which is useless anyway. But anyway, for the most part, the female axles are going to be pretty solid. But imagine Dennis Anderson dropping off a roof to double peg down a rail. So that impact on the pegs is going to be a lot stronger than hopping up on a 2-foot ledge and grinding it. So for the most part, I don't know your riding level, Jimbler, but I would say you're probably just fine with female hubs. Like you were just fine. And that's a really good hub. The Colony Wasps is one of the, I think it goes Profile Elite, Colony Wasp, Profile Mini. Those are the best for loud noises, So many comments. Hold on. It keeps like, it skips me down. I've got 53 comments that I haven't even seen yet. Oh my God. Lewis. Okay. This is Lewis. I feel like I get this question a lot, but plastic or steel pegs, what are you guys riding? Let Lewis know in the comments. What do you guys ride? I ride plastic pegs, and here's why. I'm not picky, and I got these pegs for free at a little contest, and so those are the pegs I've been riding for my whole life, and that's it. You know, I think, like we were talking about earlier, $80 for pegs and hub guards, ridiculous. I will never buy pegs. I will never. Like I say that now, maybe I will, but I won't. So whatever pegs I can get for free, that's what I'm going to run. But I saw Richard saying here, steel with plastic sleeves, and that's what mine are. They're not actually fully plastic. I don't know if they make fully plastic, but yeah, so the plastic sleeves grind good on rails. They grind good on bumpy ledges. Like they're just a lot more versatile. And then when they wear down, you can just replace the sleeves for like $8 or $9 instead of buying a whole new set of pegs. So I definitely think plastic sleeves are the way to go. And even though I hate pegs, I think pegs are a ripoff, but whatever. I've been listening to way too much Machine Gun Kelly. I never really listened to him, and then him and Eminem had their thing, and then I listened to him a little bit, and then Nick and we listened to him a little bit in the car or in the van when we were in Phoenix. And so since I've been back, like that's all I've been listening to is his new stuff. Like the genre switch, I really think was a good move for him. The punk rock vibes from him is solid. Do you guys even know who that is? Anybody? I just like bop into the song in my head, and then I was like, oh, Machine Gun Kelly. Okay, I just got to find some good comments. I love you guys. You guys' interaction together is so rad. It's great to see you guys. Like, it's a community. We built up a community of all these people in here. So, but it makes it hard to find questions because there's so many questions, like so much comment in here. You know what I mean? Okay, Ryan says, what is this geometry best for? What size rider does it suit? Top tube, 20.7. Head tube, 75.2. Seat tube, 71. Seat tube height, 8.5. What is, bottom bracket height, 11.5. Chainstay, 13.25. I'd say that's pretty average. The 75.2 degree head tube angle is like normal is 75. So it's 0.2 degrees steeper, which makes the front end a little bit more responsive for like quicker steering and things like that. But it's not a whole lot. It's just going to be a teeny tiny bit. The seat tube height is a little bit lower than normal, but not much in general, dude. And then the 13.2 chainstay kind of averages out that steeper head tube angle. I think it's going to feel, it's not super specific one way or another. Yeah, I wish I had a better answer, but it's not super specific one way or another. The bottom bracket height is a little bit lower than normal, which gives it aspects of stability, right? Because your feet are closer to the ground, and then that steeper head tube angle, but the longer chainstay. If it was 75.2 head tube angle, like 8-inch seat tube, and 11.6 or 11.5 bottom bracket height, that'd be a pretty responsive frame. But everything on there kind of evens it out just for a general feeling ride. Six Molly says, what do you think about the DK Cygnus? If you can get it for $400, it's a very good bike. You know, I did a bunch of comparisons between bikes under 400, and the DK Cygnus was actually the winner. So if you check that out on the channel, maybe I can just find it real quick. And I'll just send you the link if you want to watch it. But it won. Like, I put it head to head against, I don't know, I probably had 8 or 10 bikes in there, and the DK Cygnus was the best one. But that was only at the $400 price point, and that was on sale. So when it's at $500, it's not good, you know, because you can get a much better bike for 500. DK Cygnus for 400, good. DK Cygnus for 500, simple, very simple. Guys, so many comments. I think my record is maybe 500 or so, and maybe we'll break it this time. I don't know. Name did already email me. Do you add a pinch of lime? Do you add a pinch of lime to your rice? No, I don't. Look, guys, here's the thing. I am a very bad cook. And to be honest, up until a few months ago, I'd never cooked rice before. I thought it's too much work to boil it. And then my brother's like, just get a rice cooker. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So I got a rice cooker, and now I put the rice in with water, leave it. And that's how I eat it. Just like that. It's not very good, but is food supposed to be good? I don't know. Probably not, because we just need it to survive. And like, if you enjoy how food tastes too much, then that's no good. You know, then you eat too much food. I eat a lot of food. And I love sugar. Now, being a diabetic, that's not a very good thing. So I try and eat like as plain as possible when I can. Oh, I just saw a good comment. Hold on. Noog says, I'm so sad that the young talented kids don't have the money for good bikes, and we old farts have plenty of expensive bikes and no talent or bones to use it anymore. That's a really interesting concept. And I can't remember who was talking about it, but it was on a podcast. And the general sense of it is like, the more, well, and this is a little different, but the more you get into the sport. So like when you start out, you pay for everything, right? You pay for everything. As you progress and start getting better, you make more connections, then you pay for less because you have people who can hook you up and things like that. And so it's weird, like you're expecting the people with no money to fund the industry, and that's fundamentally broken, because you can't expect 13-year-old kids or even their parents to like spend so much money on this sport. But this has been really cool the last couple of years that the older people are getting back into it, because it's given BMX a whole new like boost in the economy. And so if you could figure out how to get the older people back into the sport, keep them in the sport without getting hurt, and like show them that they can actually still progress, the sport is going to be really cool. But is that possible? I don't know. I don't know what the longevity is. Like, you guys who are over 30, how long have you been riding BMX? You know what I mean? Like, did you get back into it a few months ago? Did you get back into it a few years ago? Like, how long have you been back into it, I guess? Guys, Name, do you only have 100 subs, or does your friend? Name, should we shout out Name? Let me see if I can get to Name's name, just because you're always in the comments. Like, if I post a video, I know Name is going to comment. Name, I don't see you on this chat right now. Oh wait, can't you guys just click on Name's profile and go subscribe? Just go do that. Oh, Name, do you have any? No, don't. Name doesn't have any videos. Don't subscribe to Name. I lied. Maybe go subscribe to Josiah, but my bad, Name. I gave you a fake shout out. I'm sorry. Anyway, we'll just cut that out of there. Pretend that didn't happen. But just kidding, Name. Still appreciate you. Jared has thrown front brakes on the bike, and that's pretty exciting. That he's been messing with them, tinkering with them. He bought new forks so he could put front brakes on. Finally, Unity helped him out. We got the brakes on, and that's sick, dude. Next time I'm in Phoenix, we got a sesh. We got to go catch a sesh at Chandler, go to one of the night rides. Hey, we got our Swedish friend here. Is this the same Swedish friend that was, we were asking about the vaccine passport, or like, the chips? Was that you, or is that a different one? But anyway, hello from America. Sweden, thank you for hanging out with us. It's so hard to grab these comments when they're moving. Okay, if I miss a comment, put it in there again, but I don't think I'll miss a comment. I am good at this, but I think I'm coming down pretty close to 30. It's like, maybe I'm just being dramatic. Okay, here's a good one. Stephen. Oh my God. Steven Wisniewski. I've been having problem catching bar spins with both hands before I land. When you throw the bars, do you let go with your catching hand before you're fully level? If not, I end up throwing on the way down. Wow. What a good question. I don't have if I had the bike school hard drive in, I could pull up a hotbar video and just show you, but I don't have it on me. So anyway, what I'm going to tell you is, what's the main question? When you throw the bars, do you let go with your catching hand before you're fully level? Yeah. So when I throw the bars, it's a split second before you level out. And what's like you can't throw it too early, and generally your bars are throwing on the way down. That's just how it works. It's a little uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable because you're coming down on the bike and your hands aren't on. Like, how scary is that? So you're in that position, right? You pinch your knees, you get over your chest over, and you get ready to throw. And at that level point, like, you should feel a sense of almost weightlessness. And when you feel that weightlessness, that's right before you start falling down. That's when you snap the bars. And the reason this is especially important to do it at this timing, like imagine doing a bar up a curb or up a 2-set, or, you know, a bar on top of something, which is pretty hard for me, but you realize, like, I was doing it up a 2-stair, and you realize that you only need this much time to actually throw the bar. And so if you can hop and get somewhat in the air and actually throw it, you can bar. But it's such a mental block because we feel like we need more time than we do. But anyway, when you're doing it up something, like, you've got to be higher than that obstacle before you throw the bar, because you need to level out to make sure you actually get on top of it. So you hop up a 2-set, that bar spin happens from like you being a couple inches above the 2-set to the time you land, and that's it. It's crazy, but that's how it works. And yeah, so anyway, you're throwing right before you head down, Stefan. I hope that helps, man. Jimbler says you answered my question. It's okay, cool. Glad I got your question, Jimbler. Glad I could help you out. Thanks for coming to the live, man. Thank you. Who's this? Kirk, what's up, Kirk? Kirk says, I finally got my Fiend spline drive sprocket in the mail a few days ago, installed it, and no more tight spots in the chain. Praise Jesus. Good deal, dude. You know, I said earlier, the reason I had a spline drive was for switching to left and right hand drive, but that was another thing. If you guys have not a spline drive sprocket and you have that bolt that goes into the crank boss, that bolt could get loosened and then your sprocket can move like this much. And so when you're pedaling, it's not staying centered. And that would drive me crazy because I'd have like a whole inch or two of movement in my chain at one spot. Then I'd turn my cranks and then it'd be super tight. Like, that's frustrating. So Kirk, guys, spline drive is the way to go. Kirk is telling you that. Listen to Kirk, get a spline drive. But that's awesome, Kirk. How hard was it to get it on the splines? That was always my thing. Like, I'd try and slide it over them and it would slide on maybe this much of the crank, and then I'd pull out all my hair and hope that it would just keep sliding on. Yeah, Ryan, for you, that geometry, that's going to be pretty good for you. I mean, I think that's good. You're not really specific in any type of riding, you know what I mean? So it's going to be solid. I think the 13.2 chainstay could be a little bit longer for you just because of the weight. And same for me, dude. Like, I'm 215, 210. And what I noticed is that when I shift my weight around, if something's really responsive, like that weight shift is just obviously more responsive because it compounds. So if I weighed 100 pounds and I moved my body back the same effort back, it wouldn't affect it as much as it would when I'm 220 pounds. And so when you're a little heavier, you want to ride slightly more, slightly more mellow type geometry. But for the most part, like, yours is pretty general. So if it was a 12.7 inch chainstay and stuff, I'd be like, whoa, dude, that's too much. That's too responsive. But where it's at, it's pretty good. So many comments. Did I miss it? So it's cool when I highlight them like this, I can find it in the chat and it shows me like where that one is. So then I can pick up and move along. And so, but it just takes me 10 years to find it. So there we go. What did Noog say? Wait, hold on. I think I missed a lot of questions, actually, guys. My bad. Max is talking about a 28-inch sprocket, and I think, so he rides 28-inch, or 28-tooth sprocket, so it's slightly harder for him to pedal, but he's got a higher top speed. And I know a lot of people that love the 28-tooth. Personally, I think it's like, for me, it's whatever you get used to. Like, if I rode 28 tooth all the time, I'd be used to it and I love it. Since I ride 25 all the time, I'm used to it, but I wouldn't complain. I do a lot of half cranks. So like, I'm riding along and I do a half crank for speed, but I don't do a full crank. And having that 28, a half crank, will get you a lot more speed from just that half crank than 25 would. So it might actually suit my riding a lot better, but that's sick, dude. Yeah, you guys, you got to play with your bike. You got to customize it. You got to figure out what you like, what you don't like, and boom. Jared says that MGK left rap because of kill shot. I totally believe that. But it was a blessing for him. I think I like the new genre. I like it way better than his rap. Okay, so Kirk is 40. He's gotten back into it about a little over a year. Avid Gamer's at 7 to 8 months back into it. And Ryan didn't ride when he was a kid. Very similar to Jared. Jared didn't ride when he was a kid. So he didn't get back into it. He's getting back for the first time. Same with Ryan, or getting into it for the first time. Okay, so about a year, is that kind of the average? No, Richard's been back for about 3 years. That's sick, man. Good job. Okay, so yeah, so the longevity, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a turnover would be the right word. It doesn't seem like there's a high turnover of people who get back into the sport. Like, it would be sad for me to see if you guys got back into it for a month or 2 months and then left right away. But you guys are staying for years, and that's good. That's really good. Yeah, David says 2 years ago. Cool. Moondoggy's back into it for a year. He's 59. Is that guys, I think that's the record. I think Noog, how old were you? Noog? I can't remember. I feel like Noog was 50, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, just got a good news email, guys. Good news. But okay, where are the questions at? Hey, I support this. Name says, let's get 30 likes. Oh my God, we're at 27. Guys, that is not a world record, but it's pretty close to a world record for us. So we're going to hit 30 right now. You guys are going to smash the button. I'm watching it. I'm watching. Oh, just 28? Okay, well, 29? Okay, yeah, Noog's 50. So we do have a new world record. 59. That is awesome, dude. I love to hear that. Like, that is so exciting. Crazy. 31. Good job, guys. Okay. You don't have to hit the like button anymore. We're at 31. It's fine. Guys, you guys are so motivating to me. Like, I've been trying to ride a lot, but then it's like, I only get out a few times a week where I'm able to ride, and then I feel like I'm hurt all the time, and I'm like, oh, I'm so old. And then I'm like, oh, I'm only 25, but I feel like that, and dude, the bike ride in Phoenix with Unity was like so crazy to see, because there's really young kids, there's older guys. Like, one guy was cruising, he had his, it was like a 26 inch, and he had lights in his wheels, right? But he had his kid in a little car seat, like his young kid. And they're just out cruising. I'm like, dude, this is what it's all about. Getting out, riding, having fun, meeting different people. And it's so cool to see now, like the mix with the newer riders and the older riders. That's amazing. Team, our Swedish friend, I got to find your comment. I missed your comment. Oh, here, hold on. Kyle, what's up, Kyle? I think Kyle is new to the stream, so everyone say hello. He says, how long should you expect a bike to last? I'm trying to decide between new versus used. It depends on so many different factors, Kyle. A brand, like a beginner bike at the normal rate of progression, I would say would last 8 months to a year. That would be my thing. If you're riding it every day, you're progressing like the normal rate. I mean, I call how I progress the normal rate, to where, within that first year, you can bunny hop, you can 180, you can do some really basic tricks. A beginner full high tensile steel bike, single wall rims should last about that. Before that, small things might break, like your handlebars might bend, and you make upgrades throughout, but I wouldn't put more than a year on it. A mid-level bike, again, if you're starting out as a new rider at the basic rate of progression, I'd say would last maybe 2 years, 2 to 3. And by that time, you guys are usually bored with the parts, you upgrade it, things like that. And so if you have money and you're making the upgrades, don't worry about that too much, because you can always change things out, So anyway, I'd say beginner bike for a brand new rider lasts about a year. Mid-level bike, brand new rider, lasts about 2 years. If you're a mid-level rider, you get a mid-level bike. I'd also say that's only going to last a year at the normal rate of progression. So that's a really tough question. Like I said, how hard are you riding? How often are you riding? What kind of parts does this bike have? So yeah, that's tough. I see a lot of people, if you buy a used bike, Kyle, you can get something with upgrades already on it, and that's going to be a good way to go. Like, there's nothing against getting those upgrades, getting a bike with those upgrades. Now, for a fully stock bike, I'm pretty against buying it used, because it's like, you never know what that person put the bike through. You never know what, like, did they steal it? Did they paint it? Did they break it? Like, what has that bike been through? Has it been sitting outside the whole time? Like, it's hard to tell. So if it's somebody's custom bike, you can get it for $300, $400, $500. Solid. Somebody's used 2012 Kink Whip. Probably not. Especially, guys, that's the other thing. If you guys are buying a used bike that's older, the geometries change from year to year. So like if you get a 2012, say, kink whip, like that thing's going to have tiny bars and just different geometry. And you want to be riding the current geometry, because the reason the geometry is where it's at is because it's helped the sport progress so much. That's my 2 cents. Mike Hagan's 50, gonna be 50 in May, still has the Super Goose from 83. Dude, that's sick. If you're able to like email me a picture or send it somewhere where these guys can check it out, everyone is gonna love that. I saw Thomas in look at this. Hold on, let's see if I can get to it real quick. He was showing, Chad was asking about cutting his bars down, and Thomas posted a picture, and I got to show you guys because I want you to tell me if this is legit, but it's a freaking steering wheel on a bike, and tell me if this is for real. This can't be for real. Is it for real? Hold on, here we go. The Huffy Wheel, wild new bike with real drag brake. This can't be for real. No way, you know? Anyway, if that's for real, I don't know what I was it doesn't have anything to do with the Super Goose, but I don't know what the year on this is. Look at this lever exchange drag brake. Could you imagine doing a bar spin on this? Anyway, that's crazy. You guys tell me if that's for real. Like, please, I have to know if that's for real. Okay, Kirk answered Kyle's question, I think very well. Let's see what he says. Hold on. Oh my God. Bikes last longer the better you maintain them. If you have good bike maintenance and BMX knowledge, you can save a lot of money purchasing secondhand. Yeah, Kirk says the after pain and the time to heal is far longer than when I was 15 or 22. Yeah. Dude, I what was it? My lower back. So I rode all day in Phoenix, or all week in Phoenix. I didn't get hurt very much. Like I really didn't get hurt at all. It was nice. And then I came back here and I went to the gym on, was it Tuesday? And, pulled my back, and I'm like, come on, why does this always happen to me? If it's not my knee, it's my ankle. If it's not my ankle, it's my back. And I'm like, it's tough, man. It is a big struggle. Oh, here are the comments. Did you guys tell me that thing's for real? It's real. Oh, Sean says it's real. Noog says it's real. Guys, you guys ever find one of these? I can't believe it, but it does make sense that you could just, okay, here's the other thing I was saying. I was telling it to a friend. You guys know those knobs that go on forklifts or something, like steering knobs? So they clamps on the steering wheel and then it has a knob on top. And so you could just crank the wheel by doing this. Okay, imagine that on one of those. How many bar spins could you do? Hop up, you grab that knob, you just crank it around, you do 10 bar spins. Amazing. I can't believe that's real. That's crazy. Absolutely. Mike remembers steering wheels on banana seat muscle bikes. So crazy, dude. That is a trip. I want one now. Imagine the YouTube video we could do. How many bar spins can I do on this Huffy Wheel wild bike? Good video for sure. 10 out of 10. Okay, we're at an hour and 6 minutes, but I'm I'm checking out these comments. There are still a lot of comments, but after an hour, I don't know if I get boring or you guys get bored. I don't know what it is, but it all dies down. So that's good timing. Okay, is it you I'm looking for? I can see your eyes and that's not really nice. Seriously, I'm having a problem with mounting hub guard at front wheels and I don't get it to work or match. Okay, a little confused, but I get what you're saying. I get it. Sweden, hub guards are annoying because there are some hub guards that are designed to fit perfectly with the hub, and then there are some that are universal. So I don't know which hub guard you have, but make sure it's not designed if you get a BSD Street hub, you get the BSD Street hub guard that matches that hub, because the washer or the cone pops off, the hub guard slides over. It's so simple. But then there's a handful of universal options where you've got to do zip ties, or you've got to do some kind of wire thing that weaves through the spokes. And those are very frustrating and very annoying. But make sure you're not trying to put the wrong hub guard on the wrong hub. That'd be the first thing to look at, Sweden. CTRL says, I'm new to BMX. I'm trying to learn the manual. Do you have any tips or tricks to get better? Boy, do I ever. So look, go see Control. Go check this out. This is our bike school video. Okay. This one's, hold on, I'll send you the actual manual one, because we've got 2 on manual and they're both pretty informative. We don't go as in depth on it as we do for our bike school member. like for in the members, you get the exclusive manual video and all that stuff. But these kind of break down just some common issues that people might be having with it. It can help you out a little bit. Granted, the hands-on stuff where I can actually see your attempts and give you feedback on that is the best way to go. But this is from my other YouTube channel, and check these out. These should help you out. Those are 2 different videos. Okay. Good luck with the manual. That's a hard trick. I think everyone here is trying to work on that. And I've got them. I can comfortably say I've got them mastered because I can manual very good for a while. Up things, down things, right, left, up, hop down. But it's because I do them for a quarter of my session every single time I ride. Like I just do so many manuals and I love them. And so by doing them a ton, like it's pretty easy to master them. But right off the bat, I remember trying parking space by parking space by parking space. And it was the most frustrating thing ever. Like you guys, all you want in life is to manual 2 parking spaces and I'd only get 1. And I'm like, come on, why is this so hard? It's a very tough trick. So don't worry, man. We've all been there. I've been there. Everyone's been there. Like it's okay. It's okay. Wow. For Kirk, it was very easy to install. It's never been easy for me. I get the hammer out, and I know you shouldn't use the hammer on your sprocket, but you get so frustrated like messing with it for an hour that I'll just hammer it. That's it, I'll hammer it. So I'm glad it worked well for you, Kirk. I'm very glad. Lewis says, if you're in Europe sometime, please come to Switzerland. Zurich has some skate parks and some good street spots. All right, Lewis, if I ever go there, you've got to show me around. That's the deal, okay? We'll go ride bikes together, but you got to show me where all the skate parks are. Team Crazy says, can I mail you the letter from Tall Order? What did I miss? What's going on? What letter from Tall Order? Yeah, Jared said, food, the guy, what's his bike shop? He's on Alfredo's channel, right? Most of the time with the sprocket, it's the hat washer not being in right. And this would make a lot of sense because there's that little washer that slides over your your spindle, and then your sprocket slides over that, and that should keep it from bopping around. I saw a picture somebody posted in BMX Sickness. It was a destroyed plastic hat washer, and they're like, "This came off my Fit. What is this?" And I'm like, "Bro, they're using plastic washers? Like, no wonder your sprocket's going to be doing this, that's crazy. That is so crazy." But that is a good point, Jared. So if you guys are having loose, tight issues with your sprocket, check that out. Avid Gamer's got some dirt jumps near him, and he does park and street. See, I don't know what you guys all ride. The more well-rounded you are, the better rider you are. Like, some people can kill it on street but can't hit any dirt jumps. Some people can hit dirt jumps but can't do a feeble grind. It's like, learn everything and you're a god. That's how it goes. Dennis Anderson, god. Kevin Peraza, god. Because they can ride literally anything. That's always been my goal. I always say that I'm bad at street, but when I was competing in England, I did way better in street than I did in park. Like, I did top 10 a couple times in street and not top 10 in park. So maybe street is the calling, I just don't do it enough. Like, I'm always at the park, and then when I have to ride street, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll pegs whip this rail. How funny. Eat My Salt's 34, but he feels 65 when he gets done riding. I'm 25 and I feel 65, so I feel that, dude. Wait, why am I way up here in the comments? What? So usually I get skipped down. Now I got skipped up. Yes, Jared, I wanted to go cruise the pump track on, was it Saturday? But then I went and axe throwing and did not ride on Saturday. But next time, anytime I'm there, dude, I'll hit you up. Especially if it's during the week when we're filming, we try and just do a lot of we filmed, I want to say 15 videos, I think, that week. And so that's pretty sick. But on the weekends, I'll definitely make time to try and catch a sesh with you and the kiddos. Ham says, I learned riding with 18 and I'm having trouble with doing beginner tricks. Are you saying you learned riding on an 18-inch bike and now you're on a 20-inch and you're having trouble with tricks? Are you 18 years old and you're learning BMX for the first time? I'm confused. But if you're just learning at 18 years old, dude, BMX is going to be hard for everyone. There's a really steep learning curve. I was going to draw a graph, But it's like you're here and you just go like this. Like you don't actually progress for a while. You've got to get the basic bike control. You've got to figure out how your weight shift does things like this. The first 6 months I think are the hardest for everyone because you usually don't learn very much in that first 6 months. And if you keep riding past that 6 months, your life's going to be a lot easier because things will start to progress. Like you'll start moving up the curve. But you just got to get through that 6 months and you've got to put in the work for it. I've seen that Sam Pilgrim jumping dirt jumps, Jared, and that was pretty crazy. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Our friend Racer, I'm debating on learning BMX, but I have no idea where to start or what bike to get. That is a problem for many, many people, but guess what, Racer? You are in the right place. Okay, you're in the right place, man. You are in the right place because go to this link, hold on, and fill it out, okay? Just put in your name, your budget, your skill level, your height, all that stuff. And I'll send you a recommendation with 3 bikes that I think are good for you. And that's the first thing, okay? You've got to find a bike. So I'll send you that recommendation, get you into the sport. Buy your bike. Once you buy the bike, you've got to just spend time with it. You know, it's like anything, any good relationship, you got to spend time with it to make it any good. And it's the same with the bike. Like you've got to get the bike, you've got to ride it, you've got to figure out what it feels like. Like a lot of times we end up talking about, it's almost a cohesion with your bike. Like you get on it and you just feel at one with it. Like, I don't know, that's too woo woo. If you ride for like a while, you'll figure out what I mean, but you figure out everything about it and then, spend time with the bike and pick some tricks, set some goals. What tricks do you want to learn in 5 years? What tricks do you want to learn in 5 months? And then work towards it. There's a lot of content out there that can help you learn tricks. And yeah, that's it. You know, you got to get a bike. So fill out the recommendation. That's where you start. Once you get the recommendation from me, I roll you into an email sequence where I send you emails every week. I'm going to ramp it up to a few times a day to tell you my story of how I progressed, how I got into the sport, what mistakes I made, what mistakes you need to avoid. And so that just really walks you through it. But yeah, anyway, you're in the right place, man. You're in the right place. Noog has to get out of here. Noog, have a good one, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I always appreciate you having you in here. I appreciate all you guys. And there was one more question that I wanted to touch on before I leave. It was a grinding question. Patrick Rooney, any advice on 180 grinds? I'm goofy footed, so when I 180 into a grind, I'm on my opposite side of pegs. It's been rough go on getting comfortable grinding on the non-dominant side. So Patrick, that's one of the times that you need to take a step back. So let me tell you a story. I was trying 360 down whips, okay? And to do a 360 down whip, I have to 360 opposite and I kick my whip the regular way. I could kind of get it around, but it was like never consistent. I never knew what was going on. I just kind of spin and pray. And I imagine that's the same thing you're doing with the 180 grinds. You're 180ing towards the ledge and you're like praying that your pegs line up and that everything works out. And so the moral of the story is that when I actually started landing 360 down whips, I had to take a step back for about a month and just focus on opposite 360s. Don't even worry about the whip. Just get comfortable with opposite 360s so that I could control it, so that I knew what I was doing. Like I could 360, but the oppo 360 was a struggle. So I took a step back and didn't work on 3 down whips. I just worked on oppo 360s. And once I got that figured out pretty good, piecing the 3 down whip together was a lot easier. And it's going to be the same thing for you. Take a step back, focus on the opposite grinds. Okay. Opposite grinds, practice, take some time on that. And then once you get that figured out, you're going to have a much easier time doing a 180 into that opposite grind because you're not going to be just crossing your fingers. You know, you'll know what you're doing. And so for any trick that you guys are really struggling with, ask yourself, do I understand this trick? And do I understand the different parts of this trick? Like same thing, like for me with that 3 down whip, right? I had to take a step back and make sure I could opposite 3 before I started messing with the 3 down whip. And a lot of times we get too far ahead of ourselves and try things we're not ready for. So yeah, take a step back, focus on these opposite grinds for a month. I see you're doing a T-bog in your picture, dude. That's pretty sick. You've got the bike control. So just take a step back and you will be solid. Anyway, I think that's it. Jared's 7 minutes behind. Epic. Oh, anyway, it's all good, Jared. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off of here and edit this live, put out a podcast episode, and do all that fun stuff. So it's been so much fun having you guys, hanging out with you. And I hope, what's your goal? Tell me right now in the chat. If you haven't liked the video, like it just because, but tell me in the chat what your goal is for this weekend. What trick are you going to learn? Like, I got to know, I got to know all that. And then guys, go out, learn that trick, and don't forget to watch this bike school video. I'm going to post it one more time. I'm very proud of it. It's very helpful, and I don't know, I enjoyed watching it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy watching it. But again, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. I appreciate you all you Dougsterbobbers.